All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Contractor USA show. This is Alan, and I am here with Isabella Marrero. That's how I say that, right? Marrero? Is
Yes,
that
Marrero.
that's? I had to get the R twirl right, the rero part.
Marrero.
There you go. Awesome, awesome. And they are permit busters. Now, this is pretty cool because this ought to be pretty helpful and handy for every contractor in all of America. So, Isabella, tell me, what is Permit Busters? What do you do? What is that?
So, Permit Busters, we are involved in the customer relations and support. We're the type of business that support contractors,
Okay.
homeowners, investors, and we specialize in helping homeowners and contractors navigate the complexities of obtaining building permits. We handle every aspect of the permit process all through the initial approval.
Wow. And you guys do that in every state or certain states right now?
Right now, we're in Florida, all of
Okay.
Florida, and we're working up to be able to work in other states as well.
Oh, okay. Perfect. So, you guys have been doing this for like how long?
We've been doing this for 12 to 15 years, give or
Wow.
take.
Okay.
Yes.
So you guys have pretty much got this dialed in. I mean, with contractors, when it comes to permits, that's usually the part they don't want to do that. They just want to be building, honing their craft, creating some kind of fabulous project for someone, and then it just gums up the system when they got to go take care of all those. So you guys basically are able to step in and help with that process, right?
Correct. Contractors just pretty much just do what they do best, just build and create more projects and build homes
Yeah.
for everybody.
Yeah. And so, man, I could just see this could be a great addition to any contractor throughout the US. Now, what kind of permits, like, do you guys do? I mean, I'll just list a couple things. You do them for like residential, commercial, city, federal, all the above. What do you guys do?
So right now in Permit Busters, we're handling a lot of code violation permits after the
Okay.
facts. For example, our main focus right now is residential,
Okay.
commercial violations. For example, our fix and flippers, right? Our
Yeah.
investors, they fix and flip. They want to be able to get in and out of their projects, and
Yeah.
they want to do it as fast as they can, but having to deal with the permits kind of hinder their performance and getting
Yeah.
the house ready for to be sold. So we
Yeah.
work with them hands on and we take care of everything
Okay.
commercial wise, new construction, new build, you name it.
Oh, okay. And so they can go work, take care of their project. You guys take care of all that paperwork, get it all done and approved, all that kind of stuff. Now, what are some of like, let's just talk residential for a minute. What
Mhm.
are some of the common types of permits or code violations that you guys see maybe a little bit more than others?
More than others, I'll say my fix and flippers, they residential, they buy a house, they
Yeah.
rehab it, and this is it's very dynamic right now with the
Yeah.
permitting. We are high demand because of code enforcement in South Florida,
Yeah.
especially the code enforcement is driving around all the time,
Yeah.
and these type of things, stopping them from, as just placing a stop work order on their
Yeah.
project.
Yeah.
That's somebody, there's a
Yeah.
lot of frustration there. So
Yeah.
we see that a lot in South Florida, and I feel like it's just getting worse nowadays. Like the building code
Yeah.
just changed this year, so
Wow.
it's every 3 years it changes. It just becomes stricter. So not having the experience that we have is going to be really hard for for a regular person to be able
Yeah.
to navigate through the process.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. Now, I noticed that here in California, a lot of people will like move a load-bearing wall, or they'll dig into a load-bearing wall, and sometimes they don't realize because it's internal sometimes that they don't have to get a permit, and that could be, I could see, a code violation here, things like that. People removing a window into an exterior wall or that's going to go into the backyard to put double doors, right? And if they don't pull permits on that, that's a load bearing wall again. They're going to have to get I beams or whatever they got to do to shore up that wall. they have to have permits. Are there any other common types of permits that you guys see in Florida? I would imagine those two are probably the same as Florida and California. Um, any other kinds that you see people are like, they're not getting done that you guys can step in and help?
Well, so there's some people that do not, the normal person does not know if they need permits. Now, the
Okay.
load-bearing walls, for example,
Yeah.
anytime you change the structure of a regular house, you need a permit.
Yeah.
So you changing the structure, making a window into a door and vice versa, that's
Gotcha.
a big deal. You need
Yes.
engineering for that because you
Yeah.
don't know if it's going to withhold the wind loads and the actual weight of the actual glass.
Yes.
So if the city found out that you're doing that, they will place an unsafe structure in your
Yeah.
property, which means that it's unsafe.
Yeah.
You have to get the permits or else they will demo
Yeah.
your property.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Anything with foundational work, any ADUs, a room addition, all these kinds of things, I'm sure they're going to need permits, and that's where you guys step in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys have been in the business now doing this in Florida for, you said, what, somewhere between 11 and 15 years, something like that,
Yes,
or
more or less like 13 years.
okay,
We've been doing this. We started very small,
okay,
whereas we're just doing like change outs, window change outs,
okay.
re-roofs, stuff like that until we start seeing the bigger projects come in.
Gotcha.
And we just started getting better and the more challenging it became, the more we learned and how to
Yeah.
navigate through that process.
Gotcha. Okay. So would it look like when you're talking to a residential fix and flipper, you're going to go, hey, let me see what kind of scope of work you're doing. And then we'll go down to the city. We're going to see what
Hmm.
they're going to want permits on. They tell you how many you're going to need or whatever. You pull that permit for all the line items, I guess. One of the things that I don't know how it works exactly in Florida, probably the same way, but you can go in for each individual permit, or you can just go in for one overarching permit and list all the things that need to go on that one permit. Is that basically how it works there in Florida?
Yes, absolutely. So that's called a master
Okay.
permit.
Okay.
Whenever
Yeah.
we have a fix and flipper that needs contractors, we do provide contractors. We have a huge
Okay.
vendors list of contractors
Great.
that are qualified to do this work.
Okay.
Most of the time, I don't know in California, but in Florida, if the house you're permitting is not homesteaded, meaning that's not your primary
Yeah.
residence, you will require a contractor. So we
Yes.
ask, if they don't have the violations paperwork, documentation, we reach out to the city. For the
Okay.
code enforcement officer will provide that to us, and normally it will list the scope of work.
Yes.
Now, this is where it becomes tricky. Some cities don't give you, they give you a vague description. Needs
Yeah.
permits. The work done without permits. What permits?
Yeah.
So most likely, if it's a huge remodel, we'll take it all together and do a master permit and then
Okay.
list the rest sub permits. Or we try to, we are very strategic in how
Yeah.
to navigate this process. It could be if it's a master permit that has windows and doors, has a shed, has a driveway, we try to separate them because we
Gotcha.
know that if we do it separately, it
Gotcha.
will get a better result. It'll go in faster than waiting for the rest of the stuff to be approved. So
Yeah.
we look at all that and we research to make sure that they're getting the right strategic
Okay.
process, how we kind of organize them, like you could say, so that
Yeah.
way it's smooth.
Yeah, okay, that's great. And it must be amazing because I was a contractor for many years. That's why I ended up starting all these schools. But it's so nice when you can have someone go out there, they take care of all the details. You could rest
Hmm.
it easy at night, put your head on the pillow, sleep fine. You know someone's got your back, they're taking care of it. And I think at the end of the day with a lot of contractors, they got enough to think about when it comes to managing the project, the materials, the staff, everything else. When they have a team like you guys behind them that could just take care of that and they don't have to worry about that. Oh, that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
Got to relieve stress.
we pretty much take the sleepless nights for you.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Now, are you finding that it's pretty busy out there with fix and flippers and a lot of construction going on in Florida?
Oh yes, it's very
Yeah.
busy right now. The market is getting busier as it goes
Yes.
because the building code change is more challenging. So it's
Yeah.
almost like we take what we already know,
Hmm.
implement that, and then learn on top of that what else changed. So
Okay.
in the end of the day, it's still hard for us because
Yeah.
the clients don't know what happened behind the scenes. Behind the scenes
Yes.
is chaotic, just so
Yes.
they can have a smooth process in the end of
Okay.
the project.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's great. And I mean, stress kills, right? That's the cause of most of our ailments. So the fact that you're able to relieve that, not only are you guys permit busters, but you take away headaches and stress. I love it.
We're therapists.
Man, that's worth its weight in gold. And you guys also actually have a coaching program. Talk to me about that. Permit Busters Academy. What is that about? And how can people get involved in that?
Okay, so something that we're innovating and
Mhm.
leveraging with technology to simplify
Okay.
the entire process for our clients.
Nice.
So the
Nice.
coaching permits is really Bella coaching.
Okay.
We were previously known as Bella Permits, but then
Okay.
we expanded and we merged with Permit Busters to take the
Nice.
permitting to a next level. So
Okay.
Bella Coaching is who the people that benefit are big companies that do
Mhm.
volume permits. For
Yes.
example, if you're a windows and doors huge company and you have people in house doing your permits,
Yeah.
that's okay. Now, if your team are not aware how to navigate the process, I will come in and I will teach them and coach them through the process so they're not by
Nice.
themselves. They're not alone and I could teach their team.
That's
We
great.
basically coach them through the entire process on how to do corrections, how to submit permits, how to organize their permitting pipeline so that way they
Gotcha.
don't have a problem in the later on.
Okay. No, that's excellent. And so does this have anything where they can be in another state? You walk them through the process, you coach them, you guide them, and then they can be a part of this academy or this coaching program where you're always there when they have questions and that kind of thing.
Absolutely. It can be
Okay.
remote. Most of the cities nowadays they are electronic submittals, but
Okay.
even if they're not, the coaching is basically just education at an
Okay.
educational level to understand what they're asking for. Not
Gotcha.
every permit is smooth and it's going to get approved right away, but you
Yeah.
want it, the important part is to know how to get it approved and go
Yeah.
through the steps to get it there and
Yeah.
understanding the complexity of it.
Okay. So you help potentially if they need it, review the docs they're going to turn in, make sure they have everything in order, that kind of stuff. Man, that's fabulous.
Yes, correct.
Now, so you said it's pretty busy out there in Florida. You guys are a lot of renovation going on, a lot of fix and flippers. It's packed out here in Cali. We're actually getting tons of fix and flippers because of our weird law that we've had in the past, like when COVID hit where people didn't have to pay the rent
Hmm.
and then the homeowners just had to suffer and figure out a way. And so that was a little bit rough. So a lot of investors that are investing in Cali when it comes to single family in general are not buying homes and then renting them. They're buying them and flipping. That way, a person buys it or, a realtor sells it and it's just out of their hands, but they made decent money doing that. So you've seen a lot of that there as well.
Oh yeah, we see it all the time,
That's
especially
awesome.
investors. From the fixing and flipping, from just a regular remodel, a bathroom remodel. Even
Yeah.
flooring permits require plumbing. So it's a lot of things
Yeah,
that people
that's
don't
true.
know.
Yeah,
And you got
yeah,
to think
yeah,
about it. You got to lift your toilet up.
yeah,
That alone is just a plumbing permit. So it's
yeah,
it's it's crazy down here.
yeah. Is it much of a competitive market that you're in where people are doing what you're doing, or are you
Oh
guys,
yes.
paving a way? Okay, so it's a little bit competitive. There are other people out there. Now, what do you wish clients knew about you and your business? Is there anything you have there?
I wish our client knew just how much happens behind the scenes to make
Yeah,
them feel like it's simple and it's
yeah,
not. We don't tell them what happens behind the scenes. They just trust that we take care of it. Every permit is unique and
yeah.
often requires in-depth research. For example, if the reviewer is not cooperating or he's not responsive, I have to go to the building department. Somebody has to go to the building department, knock on some doors. So we do all that in-depth stuff to get the permit
Okay.
approved. When clients partner with us, they're getting a team that actually genuinely cares about their success. We
Yeah.
take each project and we treat it as if it's our own, just to make it a positive experience for them.
Yeah, that's great. And so is there a lot of collaboration back and forth, or you mostly just they give you what you need, you go take care of it for them, and then you come back with the finished product?
Correct. So basically, I tell them, look, if you don't have to worry about permits, give me what I need. This is the list of th things that I need, and they
It's awesome.
go on with their life, and we take care of everything. And then if we need anything, we process everything and we take care of everything to our the best we can. If there's
That's
something
good.
that we need from them, they have clear communication and transparency, so that way
That's good.
we can continue doing our job.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now, I noticed you touched on a little bit, and it kind of goes with this
Mhm.
question. How are you innovating? So, you guys are talking about moving into some good new technology. How is that working out? And what are you doing? Some of the things that are making your business and industry just better, higher level.
So, Permit Busters were innovating by leveraging technology just to make it simple for the for our clients. For example, where our main focus has been implementing digital tools that allow real-time
Yes.
tracking and status updates.
Yes.
Now, right now, we're working with AI to work with that
Okay.
as well to launch something, and that way everybody it has clear communication.
That's
A lot
good.
of our clients complains on previous, I guess, previous companies that do not answer the phone. They don't give them, they have a communication problem. So we
Yeah.
take that upon ourselves to make sure we don't have a communication problem, that there's somebody
Beautiful.
assigned to give you updates along the way every
Yeah.
single day.
Yeah. No, that's good. So, what motivated you guys to start this business?
Well, I feel like um, in a couple of years ago,
Mhm.
it was in the building department, for example, I would see people and contractors just frustrated, and we wanted to make an impact. We wanted to
Yeah.
help, and I've helped other people, and I'm like, you know what? This was before I started
Yeah.
permitting. I was like, this is something good.
Yeah.
So, and me submitting one permit and I see everybody just fall apart. The homeowners are stressed. They don't know what anything means. I
Yeah.
just feel like it was just the motivation was just helping other people, and it felt
It's
good,
awesome.
to make
Yeah.
an impact and make them feel that everything is okay, that
Yeah.
there's a light in the end of the tunnel, and I can
That
help
makes
them
sense.
through that process.
No, that's great. Yeah, I've seen a lot of contractors kind of just like
Give
shaking their
up.
head, like just so frustrated. And so that's great that you're able to take care of that. Because, how do you build a good business? You find a problem, and when you find that, then you find a solution, and then you're able to monetize that because when people are frustrated and they don't want to do that aspect, they're willing to pay for it. I mean, that happens to me all the time. When I find something I really don't want to do, if I could find someone I could pay to do that, boom, I'd rather go that route, especially since they can take that on, master it better than I can, give it the attention that it needs without, losing time and attention on the things that you need to do to get happening. So, these contractors, they just got to finish their projects. One of their biggest problems in life, a lot of times, is finishing on time. And this also helps not only take away frustration and stress, but it helps them move along at a speedily rate because you're able to just take care of that paperwork while they can keep constructing. So, man, I
Mhm.
could just see nothing but win-wins in here. And so that's neat that you guys saw the frustration and wanted to be of service to your community, to contractors, to relieve that stress.
And
Now,
not only that, we
mhm,
actually help the contractors understand why certain we're like therapists. We
yeah,
don't just take the project, we educate them and explain to them why a permit is necessary.
yeah,
And we give them this
yeah,
is the problem, this is the
yeah,
solution. What do you
yeah,
want us to do about it? So that way we
yeah,
give them an idea of, hey, you don't have to use us. You're welcome to do it yourselves, but this is what you're going to face if you did it alone
yeah.
versus having the professionals do it themselves, so it would be easier for them. So we give them that option, and then they choose in the end what they